Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of salt. This PlayStation fanboy was seen getting very angry about Hi-Fi Rush.
For that, bro.
These Xbox fans about to be on a bad trip this year. Overdrive, bro.
That's nasty.
No, again, bro, it's a carbon copy of Sunset Overdrive.
Yes, it is. And I would love to hear anybody and everybody say it's not.
It's Xbox. It has Xbox stench all over it. It really does.
It's so out of time. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a hard time understanding the art style, but now I understand when your budget is so fucking low, it kind of makes sense.
His friend in the call doesn't understand the alphabet or how combo meters work.
The weirdest thing though, it does look like this.
Hold on a second.
What the hell's the matter?
What's going on with that alphabet, that letter C up there in that top right corner?
He said the developers of Hi-Fi Rush stole all their ideas from Devil May Cry.
Come on, G. So now you trying to be like Devil May Cry?
I mean, when you're not a good developer, you take other people's ideas.
This PlayStation fanboy was also caught sending unsolicited dick pics to women on the internet.
Right, so supposedly JayTech sent her the video of him yanking his crank. She goes, "You really felt the need to show me that. Why?" He puts a sad face. "Sorry, guess we're not cool like that."
Oh, you got a cute little black girl. Okay. FBI, open up.
He also fell asleep live on his stream.
He's out.
Oh my god. Can you guys hear that?
I'm gonna play. I'm gonna watch what's it called.
You gotta be. With your old podcast so bored you went to sleep. God damn.
Nigga, are you going to sleep? Come on, man.
This has been your daily dose of salt.
You ain't ready for that, bro.
What up, bro? Did they make a more cartoony version of Sunset Overdrive? These Xbox fans about to be on a bad trip. They better hope Sunset Overdrive don't come to PlayStation. Yeah, that's Sunset Overdrive. Sunset Overdrive.
He couldn't even say Jet Set Radio? Was it so hard to point to the most obvious looking game? Sunset Overdrive? How? In what way, shape, or form does this look like Sunset Overdrive? JayTech's the type of dude to bite into a paint chip and say it tastes just like a Doritos Cool Ranch chip.
I hope.
I'm calling it Wi-Fi because with Wi-Fi you don't have a solid connection with your fans.
I'm losing money on this deal. It's worth every penny.
Oh, that was so funny. You belong on stage right next to Amy Schumer. I hear Velma needs some help on the writing team. You ever thought about signing up?
Bro. This is their new generation Sunset Overdrive.
Why does he keep referencing Sunset Overdrive? A proper comparison would actually be Metal Hellslinger, because this is a rhythm game. Rhythm game, understand? Dude isn't paying attention to a single thing in that reveal trailer. Sunset Overdrive is a completely different type of game, not even close to the same thing. One is an open world third-person shooter, and the other is a hack and slash rhythm game. They're not even in the same genre. JayTech is the result of what happens if you leave your children in an empty room with an open bottle of glue for too long. His parents probably viewed him more as a tax write-off than they did as their own child. I know there's such thing as unconditional love, but when someone's this stupid, it's nearly impossible to love them.
What the funny thing is, they went so far into like almost old school cell shading that I'm wondering
there you
why.
Go. Tango.
So I'm wondering, okay, you did this. Why is it this level of cell shade? You're messing with next generation consoles. Unless this is gonna be on Xbox One, I don't
the art style, Jay. That's what the developer wanted to go with. It's the art style.
I can't think of another art style that would best suit this type of game. Can you? You really think if this game looked ultra realistic, it would be any better? When did it suddenly become a crime to have different art styles? Why is that a point of contention? We all know if this game was on PlayStation, JayTech would be drooling over it. He'd change his profile pic to Chai. He'd have gameplay on his channel. He'd be streaming it for hours a day. Clearly the art style isn't a problem. This dude has no problem picking up every single indie/AA game released by Sony that has a chosen art style that he's never critical of. But when it comes to Xbox, the standards must be set higher than they are for PlayStation for some fucking reason. His most recently played game on PSN is a cartoon indie game. The man beats his meat to cartoon women. Clearly, art choice isn't a problem for him.
Peggy's been the bad girl.
But like you heard earlier in the video, it's got that Xbox stench to it. These guys will not touch it and they'll be 10 times more critical of it because it's being published and released by an Xbox studio. So even if it had the most ultra realistic graphics in the world, we all know they would still be trashing it right now. There is no winning with PlayStation fanboys because they're simply salty. When something looks really good and really appealing, but it's not released by PlayStation, it must be scrutinized. See, when I first saw this game, I knew immediately, oh, PlayStation fanboys are going to criticize it for the cel-shaded graphics, aren't they? And lo and behold, I was more than just right. I basically predicted the future.
We know the dude bro gamers, and the dude bro gamers want real graphics. You're not gonna go from Forza and then go to this and be like, it's not about the graphics, but then with Forza it was about the graphics. PlayStation fans, we can do that all day because we will literally play a game like Gran Turismo and turn around and play a game like Ni no Kuni, you know, or something like that. Like, I've done that before.
The Xbox people can do whatever the hell they want. You want to play an ultra-realistic looking game like Flight Sim? Go ahead. You want to play an ultra-realistic looking game like Forza? Go ahead. You want something with more style? Oh, we got Hi-Fi Rush. Go for it. Or how about Scorn? You like different art styles? How about Scorn? What the hell is JayTech talking about? Rules are for thee, but not for me. JayTech must be the arbiter of console war arguments. He's setting rules for Xbox guys. Well, you can't be excited for Hi-Fi Rush because I saw you be excited for Forza, and that game has real graphics. This one has fake graphics. You can't do that. What? Only us PlayStation guys are allowed to do that. No offense, JayTech, but I'm pretty sure the majority of Xbox gamers do not give a shit what a sexual predator thinks about their game catalog.
I have no problem going between realism and fictional.
Unless it's on Xbox, of course.
I think this is a very interesting title. I just don't think it's the perfect game for Xbox.
What? Huh? What kind of statement is that? Then who does this game belong to? Oh, let me guess. PlayStation. This game would be better suited on PlayStation, huh? That's probably what you're thinking. In the eyes of a PlayStation fanboy, nothing looks right on Xbox.
No, again, bro, it's a carbon copy of Sunset Overdrive.
Yes, it is. And I would love to hear anybody and everybody say it's not.
This dude's just called it a carbon copy when it's not even close to being the same type of game. The most it could have said is that they look similar. Sure, I guess, maybe. But to say it's a carbon copy before even touching the game? And the confidence in JayTech's voice, he was so sure of that. Must be the same confidence that got him to send pictures of his Fiero to women online. And that's a confidence we're gonna have to break tonight. I have no idea how he's gotten so far in life, just being so sure of himself when he's wrong 99% of the time.
The weirdest thing, though, it does look like this.
Hold on a second. What's going on with that alphabet, that letter C up there in that top right corner?
Jesus Christ, the kid's an idiot.
Looks like that's a rating for your
Come on,
combat.
G, so now you trying to be like Devil May Cry?
I mean, when you're not a good developer, you take other people's ideas.
Water sucks.
Haterade
is better.
Oh, they sipping on that haterade and huffing on that copium. Oh my god. This is the most try-hard attempt at hating something I've ever witnessed before. How could you possibly hate what is easily the best combo ranking system in any hack and slash game? I'm dying for more games to incorporate Devil May Cry's similar combat ranking system. JayTech realizes this, and that's why he chimes in and says, yeah, they have to copy other games that are actually good, making both of them look like complete jackasses. They're trying with all their might to hate on this game. And when they do find reasons to hate on it, it's for good things. If you've actually played Hi-Fi Rush, you'll notice a lot, and I mean a lot of references. And if any of you are JoJo fans, you know what I'm talking about. What's so good about Hi-Fi Rush is that it's only mimicking what's good about my favorite hack and slash games and adding a twist to it. Ain't nothing wrong with it, and it's no reason to downplay the game. Y'all just a bunch of haters. If incorporating what worked so well in the past is such a crime, then Sony's the biggest culprit.
This is a game more for kids and teenagers, but
it's so out of time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this would have been a great game for, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. Would have been a really good game. But I just don't think these type of games are gonna gravitate very well with the Xbox community.
What? This game looks like it could be released at any point in time because it has a timeless aesthetic to it. It's not going to look worse over the years. It'll hold up better than Red Dead 2 will 100 years from now because it's not just the cell shading, but the hand-drawn animations as well. Poly count isn't everything. Not every video game has to push hardware to its limits. You can still do very complicated things like keep every single animation in sync to the beat of the music like Hi-Fi does and impress people. I legitimately ask myself, how do they do it? Nearly every single sound in this game is in sync with the music. You know how much of a programming nightmare that must have been? Hi-Fi Rush isn't the type of game to take full advantage of powerful hardware. It's the type of game to take full advantage of the medium itself. It's the result of people who are passionate about making video games and nothing else. And you can't put an expiration date on something like that.
It's Xbox. It has Xbox stench all over it. It really does.
Well, you better be careful and not touch it then, because if you do, the Xbox guys might not take it back. My god, these guys are literally smelling pheromones on video games. Luckily for us, Xbox is fighting back by making deodorant. Rub some of that son of a bitch on an Xbox game, and PlayStation players won't be able to tell the difference.
And this shit is definitely going straight to Game Pass, and that's why I think I'm having a hard time understanding the art style, but now I understand when your budget is so fucking low, it kind of makes sense.
I'm not laughing at what he said, actually. I'm just laughing because in-game, there's a boss fight theme that's all based around the company's budget and how much they got left before you defeat the boss, and it's actually quite fucking funny. Look, all I can say is, if they're able to make something this good with such a limited budget, I'm wondering what this studio could pull off if you doubled it. Look at what they did with half of the funding of Forspoken. They got their own original soundtrack written plus licensed music. They got their own hand-drawn animations. They got some of the best voice actors on board and a plethora of talented artists, programmers, and game designers. It's almost as if allocating all of your resources into the video game itself and not spending half of it on promotional work can make a drastic difference. It's also probably why the game isn't $70. So you can keep your high budget games if you want, Jay. If they're pumping them out at this price, at this quality, why am I gonna give a damn about the budget? Even if it was fully priced, it would still be on Game Pass too.
Oh, you got a cute little black girl.
I need an adult. I need an adult.
Okay. I'll give her some brownie points for that, and she definitely got a shape.
Okay.
No. I'm taking you off my screen before you whip it out. Next thing you know, JayTech's gonna be sliding into the voice actress's DMs. The last thing we need is to add another victim to JayTech's list. Whatever brain JayTech does have is clearly in his dick. This man went from hating the game to being caught in a thirst trance. Suddenly that Xbox stench ain't so bad. Well, too bad, JayTech. It's not my fault you decide to buy games from the company that likes to make their women ugly. You need to stay true to your word about remaining loyal to Sony. I didn't see this man thirst that hard for Frey and Forspoken. So clearly ultra-realistic graphics don't make a difference to what his dick thinks.
Again, like, I'm not a business expert.
Understatement of the goddamn century.
How do you make this work for you? By keep putting even good-looking games like this on Game Pass.
Weren't you just a second ago saying the budget is so low and that's why it's on Game Pass? Now you're questioning how something as good as this is on Game Pass? A goddamn goldfish has better memory than JayTech.
Isn't it sad that Bethesda had these type of ideas? They waited until Microsoft picked them up to start showing the world.
Huh? How is that sad? Why? Those developers didn't have to worry about promoting this game for years before its release. They got to focus solely on making the game and then presenting it when it was ready. It did no harm to them. It actually helped.
Nigga, you going to sleep? Come on, bro.
Who wouldn't at this point, Jay? You're boring. You're boring your own co-host to sleep. And can you blame him? Your streams are so boring, even you fell asleep on them.
Where's the standard for the community wanting this company to do better?
I'm sorry to tell your co-host this, but PlayStation fanboy standards can never be met. They're critical of Microsoft not dropping content, and the one time they do it, they scrutinize them for it.
What? They launching the game tonight? And yes, it will be on Game Pass as well. I'm so disappointed in them.
Please wait, don't click off yet. I know, that made me want to click off the video too. This is living proof that there is nothing Microsoft can do to ever make PlayStation fanboys happy. Nothing. Microsoft, where are the games? Well, here's a game. Where are the quality games? Here's a quality game. Well, you ain't doing anything different or unique. It's a stealth drop. Huh? That's bad. I'm disappointed in you. How dare you surprise the gaming community with a game nobody knew was coming out? Whenever Microsoft does drop content, these guys always rush to change the conditions that must be met in order for it to count. This is proof that if Microsoft did drop a 10 out of 10 game that was everything they ever wanted it to be, they would still reject it. These are just a bunch of haters and you can't convince me otherwise. So next time any of these ponies tell you, well, you know, the minute Microsoft does anything right, I'll be there to give them credit.
So that was a fucking lie.
Overall, this is a glimpse of what to expect in 2023. Endless amounts of copium and rage over video games being released. You can't convince me these guys are gamers, they're not. What type of gamer gets sour over a surprise launch? I'll tell you who. The side that isn't getting the game. The only surprises JayTech likes are the dick pics he slips into women's DMs. Yeah, Frit, well how about you surprise us with something different for once? I'll consider it if you like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one.
As if I knew that I didn't wait on this story, Tango Plays would have made a video roasting me for about 30 minutes.
You're goddamn right.